folks, how are y'all doing? My name is Reese, and welcome back to the Minecraft 2025 Let's Play Adventure, where today is Friday, October 24th, in the good year of our Lord 2025, and today we are going to be continuing work on our armor set for the future! Except today specifically, we're going to be going back onto the roof of the Nether, and also kind of like low-key working a little bit on our ziggurat idea. We're going to be building a second floor where we do the great spawning work, and on that second floor, we are going to be building a brand new enchantment center, much like the ones we have all across the overworld here, so that we can enchant as we mine up levels. And of course, what we're trying to seek to do, I almost forgot where I put that armor. It's over here, isn't it? Yes. We need to enchant our helmet and our boots. And I feel like we had a pretty clear route that we needed to take in today's installment, specifically. I don't remember what it was, though, but one of these was, like, objectively better. It might have been Unbreaking 3. No, it was Protection 4. We need to start with the boots. And we're a couple levels away from being able to do that, but also we need to apply a bunch of books to all of our armor in order to get it in sort of tip-top shape before we take it into the depths of the ancient city. And so we need to determine what all we're bringing. Are we bringing thorns? Also, I mean, it's going to be hard to determine what books we need to have on them until we've actually gone through the enchantment process and we see exactly what is missing. So, for example, we put protection on here, but we also got unbreaking and thorns, so we don't need unbreaking on that one. That did not happen on the diamond leggings, but who's to say it won't happen on the helmet or the boots? So, obviously, we need to get a few different objects to take with us. We're going to need some bookshelves, and a stack will do it. It's actually too much, but we'll just place down precisely what we need and then bring everything back that we don't. We need to bring with us a... What am I looking for in here? Anvil is what I was thinking. And actually, now that I think about it, we need to bring with us an ender chest, because we don't have one in that region just yet. You know what I'm saying. We don't have one up there. And look at me go. I'm about to build yet another ender chest from memory. Again, not a thing that might be impressive to you, but considering I started this series with no clue how to build an ender chest off the top of my head after playing Minecraft for over a decade, I'm rather impressed with myself here. Look at me go. It would have been really funny if that wasn't the recipe. That would have been funny. An anvil, and then we also need a grindstone. We might not need a grindstone, but we're going to go ahead and get a grindstone. I don't have one in there, I don't think. We probably should. I would like to have all of the different worker things inside of there ready to be deployed. But can I do a grindstone from memory as well? Am I crazy? Or is it not just like one of those smooth and then sticks? I might be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure it is something like that. Let's see if I'm anywhere close. No, that's not it. But I am close. I know that I'm close. How exactly do you build a grindstone? I'm looking at it right now. I'm trying to think, like, what am I missing? Oh, I was so close! Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. I was so gosh darn close. Okay. Well, it turns out we need a regular stone slab, and then we can return most of these sticks and fetch ourselves a couple of plankages. Goodness me. I'll get there. I'll remember. Also, I, too, can hear our friend Sublime the Slime hopping away, and I definitely do believe that at some point, Sublime the Slime is going to need to be relocated, because I cannot imagine spending the next 2 months and a bit working down here, listening to Sublime the Slime. I moved all of that in here to make room inside of here for something else, and I don't remember what. What was I doing here? Oh no, what I was going to do was another project that we might do today or another day, is count exactly how many more Wednesdays, assuming I remember to do this on Wednesdays, I obviously didn't this week, how many more Wednesdays worth of dragons there are to fight, and just go ahead and have a shulker box with everything we need in it, and then just have that inside of here instead of having all the disparate elements. I also keep talking about putting some of these things in a shulker box to save space in there, which we should do. I'm not doing it right now, obviously. I'm not doing it today even, but we should do that in the future. I'm establishing in lore right now. I'm establishing in the canon that should be done, and we'll get around to it. But for the time being, is this all that we need? We've got bookshelves. You know what? We need an enchanting table. Can I do that from memory? Let me look at it. What does it involve? Obsidian and diamonds, and maybe wool for the top. Am I wrong? I might be wrong about that. It's definitely obsidian and diamonds. How many do you think, though? Maybe like 4 of them? And then diamonds? Oof, yeah, no, I don't know what goes into an enchanting table. I've built a few of them already, but, oh, a book! God! gosh darn flabbit. We were like, we were on the cusp. We were on the cusp of greatness. We were that close, and we just barely failed. It's okay. It's only October. I've still got 2 more months to memorize all of these recipes before the end of the year. Now, obviously, we want to bring some glass with us as well, because glass is a block that mobs can't spawn on, so it's great for floors in places where you don't want to have a grass-like appearance, which is, I mean, we want a glass-like appearance. And then I'm trying to figure out, I think that's all we need. Maybe some barrels, maybe some storage objects, or storage items. Do we need to have we already have a disposal up there. We might want to relocate it or reformat it a little bit. Oh, you know what? We'll need the building materials. And I think we already landed on building it out of the black stone. So I'm going to bring some polished and all of these other doohickeys and doomafloppers. And hold on, that's not black stone. That's cobbled deep slate. That doesn't go in there. I don't know how that happened. That's a little bit embarrassing. Get that back where it belongs. Get that thing back where it came from, or so help me. So help me, so help me. And to the end we go. We've got everything we need, don't you know? I took a screenshot from the episode where we built the Great Northwest Highway, and I used that in the thumbnail, not realizing by the time I got the picture in there, I was like, oh, you can't even see the road. If you're high enough to see it all in one image, you're too high to actually see it. And the thumbnail suffers as a result, but you can kind of see what I mean. Like, it's visible now, but we're still not high enough to see the whole of it. And also in the thumbnail, you can't see the whole of it, is the problem, because you know, all of this that snakes around back here is invisible. I'm looking forward to a future, though, where there are all kinds of roads snaking all over the place here, to serve no one but myself, because I've long since accepted that I'm not going to get anyone else on this server. I've tried. Trust me, I have tried. My friends, they come over, we talk about recording Minecraft, we end up playing Bigfoot. We talk about recording Minecraft, we end up just playing, well, lately we've been playing, what is that game called? Unrailed? That's actually a really fun game. Well, gosh darn it, how am I supposed to build underneath here? Really, the only thing that I have that might help me out in this situation is in one of these chests, I think in this one right here, I do have scaffolding, but not enough. I think we're more than 65 blocks up, I'm pretty sure. So, darn it. Hold on, wait. Can I do this? What if I do that, and then we build out to the side here. And then can we build onto the bottom of it? Maybe if I could look at the underside of it, I could. What if I, like, get up on top of it and I click down? Did that work? No, it extends it, obviously. What a stupid assertion. I kind of thought that might work. I don't know. It didn't. But I thought it might. Okay, that's fine. We'll just gently glide down here. Collect all of these. And then I suppose we will kind of line ourselves up as best we can. And we'll build up. We'll just go until we hit 64. And then only after we hit 64 will we look up and see how close or how far away we are. And then we'll suffer. You know what? It's not that bad. And in fact, we might even be close enough. Can I get up there faster by doing this? Oh my goodness. For like a second, no, but then now yes? Oh, jeez. Oh, this is how you die. These are the mistakes you make that lead to death. I was already there. I was there and then I panicked. Okay, calm down. Everything's fine. No need to be concerned. Making our way back up. Making my way downtown. Walking fast, faces past, I'm homebound. I just need to get that corner right there. There we go. 2, 3, 4. And then we just want to go down to, what, maybe 5 blocks below? And then let's say the floor is there. Okay, perfect. And then I've got these back. Build our way back up here. Okay. All right. Look at us go. We're getting there. We're doing the thing. We're making it happen. Okay. Perfection. And then did I not bring the slabs? Where's the slabs? I thought I grabbed the slabs. I guess I didn't grab any slabs. Did I not have any? Well, I need slabs, because I got to prevent things from spawning up here. I don't even have torches. I was going to say maybe we can place down enough light, knowing full well, based on previous experience, that we cannot do that. That's not going to work. We might have to go get some more slabs is the problem. We'll go ahead and finish what we're doing right now. And also, yeah, I did notice that they're already dying up there. I did notice that. That's how fast and effective this machine is. And it's why it's made it really hard for me to do farming at any other machine. You saw me over at the zombie machine, and I kind of had to force myself to go do it there. because it is just so much worse. See, now this is how you get yourself into trouble. That's just a hole right there. Unfortunately, we have exactly the right amount of blocks. So I guess this is 60... How wide is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 8. Yeah, okay, well, there's that. Now, I don't have a way back up there. I guess we could make one, but it would necessitate more glass and ladders that I didn't bring. So I think we're just going to have to... we're going to have to go back to the overworld. Does anyone know of, like, a really useful, easy method for going from the roof of the Nether to the Nether proper? Is there some way to do that? Is there some way to... Because, like, how are you supposed to do it if you're playing and you don't... Like, let's say you accidentally find yourself on the roof of the Nether because you're not paying enough attention, and you go up there and you... Oh, no, I forgot to bring obsidian. You can't even, like... If you want to play the game legit, reasonably, the only way to get out of that situation is to die. But you can't do that. There's no way to die up here on the roof of the Nether. Unless for some reason you brought a bed, I guess. First things first, let's grab ourselves some more glass. We don't need a whole lot more. That's plenty right there. Then let's have a look inside of here and realize that, oh yes, there are in fact polished black stone slabs, which is what we needed. And that we left here erroneously, foolishly. And then also, we probably don't really need the cracked ones. We're not going to use them. Or at least if we do, it'll be at some different point in the future that we have not yet determined. Then we also need to get ladders, which I was going to say we should have, not plenty of, but we've got some. And then finally, we need to go back to the Nether. We need to farm up some more of this stone. That, or, I think we have some in here we can collect. We have a lot of basalt. We don't have a lot of polished blacks. We got a few more slabs there. We'll go ahead and take those. But we'll have to come out here. Oh, jeez. Okay. There's our Strider back there, by the way. Poor guy. He's being caged in by all of these lunatics. I despise them. Be dead. Be dead and die. Die and be dead. Are you cold, bud? I need to get you some lava over here to help keep you warm. I'm sorry, man. I didn't realize you were suffering so badly over here. Not right now, obviously. Well, I mean, never mind. There you go. There's some. Tell you what. I've given you some lava. Inadvertently. I didn't mean to, but here you go. Yeah, there you go. Stay inside of there. And then that way you can stay cool. Or more, well, warm, yeah. I do need to actually get in behind here, though, so we're gonna do that. That ought to keep that flowing for you. Whoa, buddy, whoa, buddy. Hold on now, let's not get carried away. Do not need that much lava in my life, thank you very much. What exactly can you do with basalt? Not much, but maybe we can find a use for polished basalt. It looks kinda cool. Oh, you can also get smooth basalt, which itself you can do nothing with, but that actually looks like it would make a pretty cool flooring. So, maybe we find some use for it. I noticed that you can't turn it into stairs or anything, which is disappointing. But we have a bit more than a stack, so that ought to be enough for now. Back to the roof of the Nether. I wish we had a way there from here, but without walking to the top and throwing an Eye of Ender, tragically, we don't have a way back up to the top. So we have to go back to the overworld, up a flight of stairs. We have an elevator. And then up a water elevator, through another portal back to the roof of the Nether. It's a little bit of a convolution, isn't it? Goodness me! Oh! Yes! Perfect landing. And now we patch this up. Add our ladder. I don't know why, but I thought, for some reason, first off, I didn't realize this was already here, that's nice, but I thought for some reason we already had a grindstone here. Maybe we did temporarily, and then I took it back? Not a grindstone. I've actually misspoken. What I meant to say was I believed that we already had a stone cutter. Apparently I was wrong. Well, we're going to tuck the stone cutter away over here, and then we can go ahead and use that to create some more of these. And we can finish patching this up. It also adds a nice little lip of safety so we don't accidentally go tumbling over the edge. And then, of course, it doesn't really matter how many bookshelves we have over the limit. We've determined that now. I just think that looks better like that. We have our little alcove here with an enchantment power of 24 in quotes, but again, we know better. Now, something I didn't consider was that mobs might spawn on top of these bookshelves. Which, yes, I believe they might if we hit F7. Definitely a possibility. So I'll have to consider what to put up there. I don't want to just put, you know, more polished slabs or what have you. But we also need to consider where we're going to add the rest of these objects. So I'm thinking in relations to enchantment, we might have our anvil and our grindstone over here. We'll go ahead and slap that in the middle for no particular reason. That's pretty much, I think, everything, right? I suppose we can have a crafting table right there. I kind of wish they were in different spots now, though. So what I'm actually going to do is reorganize them. Where did you come from? Did I take both of them out of there for some reason? Wait a second. Hold on. No, now I'm confused. Did I already have one in my inventory? Did I break one earlier? I guess I took them both out of there and didn't put the other one back. Die! We actually need to also repair all of our tools, so even though we do need the XP for a very specific thing, we're going to go ahead and use the opportunity to repair all of our tools. Forgot to grab torches. I really do need a light source down here. It's rather dark. Also, I think we talked about extending our sorting. So, all of this down here might get reworked into a storage facility once we finally have access to the gosh darn copper golems. But at the present moment, we still don't have access to the gosh darn copper golems. Because I'm still waiting on sodium to be upgraded so we can get iris and have our shaders. For the time being, we'll leave all that right there. We can have this go down another level. We can have this be the sorting, and another level below that, we can have all the enchants, and that'll be just fine and dandy. Doesn't matter one way or the other to me. I'm none too pressed. Also, the bottom floor will be slightly larger than this floor if we're going to go with the pyramid, but I think we're going to go with more of a ziggurat, which is basically, think pyramid, but not so perfectly triangular. It's got, like, tiers to it. Baby's first pyramid, you might call it. Civilization's first crack at a pyramid. You could consider it a ziggurat. That's what we're going to go for. Now, I think I said before, boots. You know what I didn't bring with me is the gosh darn lapis lazuli. So, that's a shame. that was a concerning landing. I was like, I don't know. If I pull up too sharply and I hit the top of the gosh darn portal, I'm gonna die. Oh, carpets is what we need. We need carpets. Some brown ones for the tops of the bookshelves. And then maybe just some nice red ones, just for the sake of it. It might look nice up there. Lapis lazuli. I will take 32 blocks of lapis lazuli. And we will... that's a lot. Let's just bring, like, 2 stacks. That's plenty. We don't need that much up there. Should we store it all inside of the ender chest so we have access to it wherever we need it? I think we're going to have an entire episode in the future dedicated to putting things inside of the... like, reorganizing the ender chest to make it more useful. Because there are some things that, yeah, probably should have their entirety, or at least close to, stored inside of that chest, so they're accessible in multiple locations. We have several places we want to do enchantments from, which means that the lapis lazuli being inside of the ender chest makes the most sense in the world. Also, we need to concern ourselves with thieves and rust. Thieves breaking in and rust destroying, rust and moth destroying. What I'm trying to say is that we could protect our items in ender chests if we put all of our diamonds in there. No griefer can take them away from us, because they'll always be safe in our ender chest, because that's player-specific. There is no protections made right now for the ender chests. At all. Okay. Brown carpet. Kind of disgusting looking. Looks a little bit like Dookie. But that's okay, because that prevents mob spawns. And then, get some pop in there. You know what I forgot? I forgot to get torches again. Forgot to get lanterns. Lantern would look nice down here. But there we go. Got our carpet in there now. And then also, we have lapis, so we can stick our boots in there and get... Now, wait a minute. Now, hold on. Now, we have not used the enchantment table at all. So why is it suddenly giving me feather falling when earlier it was giving me something else? We've not enchanted anything in here. Fire protection. Is it different for some reason? Based on dimensions that you're in? I didn't think that's how it works. I'm baffled. I'm bewildered. I'm confused. Let's collect some more XP. We're going back to the overworld. I'm tired of this trip. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Maybe we should have built an ice highway. And in fact, maybe in the future, there will be an ice highway going specifically from our portal to the superstructure over here. An ice highway from here to there would be quite the undertaking. Not something we're going to get done this year. Not adding that to our list of objectives for the year. But what I am saying is that, yeah, that would be pretty cool. Excuse me. But how did you get in here? Where did you come from? Did I leave the portal open downstairs? Is that what I did? Did I do that? I might have. I did. Well, at least there's an explanation this time. Unlike the pigs inside of the pig enclosure. I cannot permit you to live. I apologize. Thank you for your gold sword, though. Hey, watch this. Check this out. Look at that. You see that? I'm gonna grab a couple extra ones. Also gonna empty some of this out of my inventory because it's getting a little bit out of hand. Right, the question was, are these different? Unbreaking 3. Protection 4. Folks. Oh! Oh, this is a different enchantment level. Oh, interesting. Okay. Why? That's interesting, though, that I can still get something like Feather Falling 4, which is a really good enchant at level 20... Level 22. This is odd. Oh, it's down to enchantment power 11. Is it because of the carpet? That's the only thing I've changed. I've not done anything else to decrease the enchantment. Do you think the carpet on the floor might be preventing these other ones from reaching? Yes, that's what it was. Well, still, that's very intriguing to me. Because that means that we need to have some different levels of enchantment, right? We need to have some enchanting tables with lower power elements, because there have been times where I've wanted things like Feather Falling, and without going to get a book, there's no other way to get it. Now, do we want Feather Falling on that? Probably, maybe. I was just going to add it as a book, though. I don't see any reason not to go ahead and just full send it in here with all 30 levels, and hopefully we get some bonuses. That is interesting, though. That is news to me. Should I do that for carpet? I feel like we don't need carpet. Well, I'm glad that we sorted that mystery out. I was actually about to just record a short about this information. I was like, this is fascinating. It's different level. It's not. It's not. It's the same. Protection 4. We're going to go ahead and send it. See what else we got. We also got Unbreaking 3. Something else we were going to add to the boots anyway, which is always nice. And then back up here we go. Swift Sneak would be nice, so I could sneak swiftly. But I don't have it, and I don't know where to get it. I just know that it exists, and it would be useful for exploring the ancient city if we're going to be shifting all over the place. But what are we getting for you? Unbreaking 3? Not really what we wanted. What would we get? Hold on. What would we get if we intentionally lowered the level? What would you give me? Well, nothing at 15. Hold on. There we go. Protection 3. What, so I can add another protection level myself? No, thank you. I guess we'll take Unbreaking 3, and we'll add protection ourselves. But there are the base enchants taken care of. Now, I need to do some... I was going to say calculus, but no, I need to do some calculations to determine the exact level I would need to add all of my books and everything. Oh my gosh. This thing gets so cluttered up with nonsense. All of these stone swords. Can't wait to figure out how to sort all these out into oblivion. Alrighty then. I'm gonna add the lantern right there above the book. I think that's pretty much all we needed as well. I think the one gets it done. Is that actually above the book? Yes. As for the rest of the enchantments we want on our book, we're going to have to go do math, like I said before. So, I suppose I'll take as much as I can carry here. You know, we probably get all of these, actually. I should have left this up top here. I need this up top for what I typically do, which is condense all of these. Also, we don't want to leave this behind. What did I take out of here earlier? I think it was the scaffolding. Oh gosh, they just keep spawning. That's the problem with this place. You need a way to turn it off, or they start coming and they don't stop coming. Sometimes I think back in horror to the amount of time we spent hunting these guys down manually back in the day. It's just the absolute nightmare of running around those stupid nether fortresses trying to find these guys. That was this year! That wasn't that long ago! Feels like lifetimes ago, though. Feels like nightmarishly long lifetimes ago. Well, I guess we're leaving with a bit... No, they don't stop! They just don't stop. You can just stand... Look, they don't stop! Stop! I just want to go. I want to go. No. See those guys? No, no. I'm gonna say, I gotta get them all. I gotta catch them all. Alright, I know it's my destiny. Let's kill these guys before more spawn. Okay, get those guys, get the XP, get the heck out of Dodge. Let's go. Get out of here, you! Well, I'm working on putting everything away, and I realize I left my red container there, but I'll go back and get it in a bit. It's not essential for what we're doing right now. I also forgot to leave any of the lapis there, but we can correct that in the future. For right now, we need to figure out exactly what we want on here and piece all of that together. So they almost all have Unbreaking 3. The diamond leggings need Unbreaking 3. The diamond helmet also needs Protection 4. I don't remember if we have Protection 4, but I do have 2 Protection 3s. Okay. Alright, we're gonna have to go shopping. We're missing a lot of what we need. Whoop! Man, we do not go over to the library all that often, do we? It does not come up a lot. Hello, my fellow librarians. Fellow, I'm not a librarian. Boy, howdy, it's dark in here, isn't it? That looks cool. Still like how that turned out. That still looks really cool. Not so sure about the library, though. I think if given the opportunity, I would have designed it differently. It's too... meh. I think the outside design could have been cooler. And boxier. Towers and things going off of it. Maybe more inspired by a bit of a functional sort of library institute, right? Like something you would find in a place of learning. So you have like an observation tower, and then you have the library wing, and then you have a classroom. I mean, we could still add on to these things. And in fact, I like the idea of, rather than just tearing things down and building new ones, treating it like a real place and saying, you know, like we did with the house. We didn't just tear down our house. We just added a wing to the house. In 2 parts. We added the lower floor and then the upper floor. And I like the idea of the future saying, like, oh, you know what? It would be cool if we built a tower out the side there. Added a roaring fireplace over here. You know, there's all kinds of different things we could do. But right now, I need to find Unbreaking 3. You have Unbreaking 3. I need books. Sun's coming up. Been working on this one for a while, haven't we? Probably store books over there. Just, you know, have them ready to go. Also, is this a challenge? Playing Minecraft when you don't have any HUD elements? I mean, how are you supposed to know what weapon you're wielding? I guess like this, but even then, I don't know what I have selected. Oh, I guess I could press like 1. So now my sword is equipped, right? Yes. Seems like a miserable way to play Minecraft, if I'm being honest with you. I wouldn't mind getting rid of the crosshair. I wish there was a button that lets you easily get rid of that. Because typically when I do this, it is to get rid of the crosshair. To, like, draw focus. There's gotta be a mod for that. There's gotta be just, like, an easy crosshair mod. I would like to have Unbreaking 3, thank you. Obviously, all of these need mending. Not gonna go through the world without mending. Feather falling would be nice to have. Doesn't that go up to 4? Couldn't we have, like, gotten tier 4 feather falling? Yeah, it does. We could have. We could have gotten feather falling. If we, like, decided to do the enchant slightly differently. Instead, we have to buy 2 feather fallings, and they don't stack, because of course they don't. Those actually go with the boots as well. We need aqua affinity and respiration on this thing. Probably not. I feel like thorns is a safe bet, though. Hard to go wrong with thorns. Still need to add an enchantment center over there as well, so we can very easily add these kind of as we go. But then again, I do need to check real quick and see what the ideal order is going to be. Assuming we don't want to make this too over the top, because the reason we're doing it is that we might die. Kind of important that we don't go over the top with it and then make dying this horrible, irreversible, or not irreversible, but like horrible burden. We don't want it to be too big a loss, is basically what I'm trying to say. I'm failing to say it, but it's what I'm trying to say. So starting with the helmet, we need to add protection, and mending, and thorns. It says this will cost 22 levels. 22 levels. And what's worse is that it's going to cost more. Because I have to add together my two protections. So there's protection 4. Whoopity-doo, Basil. So first to go on there is Thorns 3, which it says will cost 12, and it does. Gosh darn it. Then I gotta add Protection 4, which it says will cost 5, but it will cost 6. And then finally Mending, which it says will cost 5, and... well, this time it does. But there's that. We got that done. Now we get the joy of going back to the roof of the Nether, where, I mean, admittedly, we needed to go anyway because I left some stuff there, but we didn't want to. At least we know we won't be there long, because the XP gains are crazy. All right, I don't even know. Let me see here. I need 12 levels for the next step of this operation. Shoot, I've got 16. We're moving on to the chest plate, and that's not where I need to be. I need to be over here. We've only got 2 things to add to that, and it's 12 levels to get thorns on there, which I think is going to be a pretty universal constant for all of these. And then we can just add the mending, and now that's good to go. Why did I do that when I could just easily move those down here? And then also, while I'm here, collect this and not forget it. And then the leggings need... they've already got protection, so they need to have mending, thorns, and unbreaking. And the first one is probably going to be thorns at level 12. Okay, yeah, there's a bit of consistency to this with the calculator. I like to try to wait for all of that to go down into the hoppers, and the thing that normally slows it down are all of these gosh darn stone swords. Remember when we were holding on to these in the Nether proper at the Nether Fortress for some to me unknown reason? We were just like, no, we need to collect these. No, we don't. What a silly, nonsensical notion. 12 levels for that, and then we need to add Unbreaking, which is going to require a further 4 levels, and then we need to add Mending, which will require another 5 levels. Needing to go from up here to down there, and the inverse as well, is a little bit of a nuisance, but it's not something that's overcomable, and we could probably just add another anvil if we wanted to, and in fact, we could do that because we just have this here. And we have 52 some odd anvils in there, and we could just bring it back up here and plonk it down there, and now there's no necessity to go down there when all we want to do is make our pants. Hey fellas, what you doing up there? Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought about coming down here. Much more convenient for you to be down here. I need to get to level 12, we're assuming. I haven't actually checked on the boots. Let me look up the boots. Yeah, Feather Falling, Mending, and Thorns, 12, 5, and 5, except one will be slightly higher, because we got to put the Feather Fallings together. Probably 12, 6, and then 5 is going to be the assumption that I'm making. That's the answer that I'm locking in. Do you think we could, like, I obviously don't want that to expire, that XP there, but I also think it would be funny if we left it there until we got all 12 levels in one go. Well, never mind, it's already started. Ah, you know what? Not far off. Yay! Thorns, Feather Falling. Yep, I said 6. I was correct, which means that this might also be higher. It is not good. And there we go. We now have some fantastic, albeit pretty basic, diamond armor with kind of everything you would need. We're going to take that down there with us, and if we die and we lose it, it's not as great a loss as if we were to die in our excellent nether armor. Although there is also the concern, the valid concern even, that we might lose our sword and our really good tools, but I'm not going to make different tools. If we die, we're going to be close enough that we should be able to retrieve our our like tools and things. I don't know, should we make some subpar tools? I feel like no. I think taking subpar armor down there is already like a... I mean, you know what? We could. We could just make basic tools and carry them down there with us. Basic diamond tool. As ridiculous as that sounds to me now saying that. Basic diamond tools. Like, it's still diamond, but, you know, if we didn't want to risk the good stuff, the netherite enchanted stuff, we could do that. Just throwing that out there. Okay, we're gonna kill this batch right here. And we're going to collect as many bones as we can carry. And actually, I'll take all the skulls with me this time. There we go. See you later, buddy. Let's get out of here. Get all that armor down here, and we're going to go ahead and put it away. Whoa! What are the freaking odds of that happening? What are the odds of that? Oh, I'm so upset, too. Oh, no, 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 no. No! It never once occurred to me that that could be a thing that might happen to us. I'm upset. I feel like I now need to go back to every other portal in the world and build some sort of safety structure around it. Never knew that was a thing that could happen. Wow, but there's a spider jockey! Why is this the worst place on Earth? What is that all about? We got jumped here by a million zombies one time, you might remember. Why does this place suck so much? Why are you already damaged? Nothing, I've never warned you. Was it just because I was holding it in my hand when the creeper blew up? Probably. Probably, yeah. But come back for the special live stream where we're actually going to explore this place for the first time. Aside from that one time where we accidentally fell down there. That'll be on Halloween, October 31st. Should prove to be fun. Be a live stream. I've got to go rebuild this portal now. Until next time, thank you folks for watching. God bless you. I'll see you later. Bye!